Hi guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production. And I think I'm getting a feeling, yep, the wind's definitely in the right direction. It's time for a cuppa. And that is a damn fine cup of coffee, I must say. It's currently 11:15 AM on Sunday the 3rd of March 2024. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing really well. Me, I'm doing bloody fantastic, to be honest. Had a really good day yesterday. Unfortunately, something did happen last weekend that did put me in quite a sour mood in many ways, but it's now a week on. I'm feeling a lot better. Yesterday was a really good day, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And I thought I'd come up here and do a time for a cuppa because it has been a while since I've done a time for a cuppa. I did that 3 o'clock in the morning ramble video most recently, which some people enjoy, so I did that, and here we are now for an actual proper video with the mic and the camera, the proper camera, all that kind of stuff. And I thought I'd talk about a few bits and bobs. So in that video, that ramble video, one of the main things I spoke about in that is I actually have I used to collect and still do here and there Transformers figures, you know, the ones that transform, and Power Ranger Megazords, because again they are very similar to Transformers. Ironically, Hasbro now owns the license to Power Rangers, both the streaming and the digital and the media rights, as well as the toy rights. So it's actually kind of funny that Transformers and Power Rangers is now under the same banner, all that kind of stuff. And what I kind of hinted at in that video is I've had some trolls on my videos in the past, I'll just say it, in which I've spoken about, you know, toys or toy-like things, or things that could be construed for kids or considered for kids. And there's been some very critical comments in my comment section, and I wanted to avoid those comment sections for the longest time. But now, frankly, I don't care. If I want to show something off on my channel, it's my channel. At the end of the day, my channel is an extension of who I am as a person, and if I want to buy a load of Power Ranger Megazords and show them off on a video, I'm going to damn well do so. And considering how much money I'm spending on all of these Megazords, I'm going to damn well do so. In a moment, I'm going to get my phone out and we are going to go through the list of stuff that's included in this big old massive lot, and it is one hell of a lot. But there will be a video coming forward for all of the stuff. You do have to wait a little bit. I'm not going to get the stuff until April. The person's holding on to it for now until then, for a couple of reasons. A, because I'm wanting to give him the whole amount of the asking price, despite the fact he was looking for offers, and also because he knows it's going to go to a fellow collector, and he knows I'm going to look after it, the stuff, rather than going to some kid and being ruined and destroyed. So, and there are actually some collector's items in there. One of the main things that I'm looking forward to is the Zoid Ascension Project Astro Megazord from Power Rangers in Space, part of the Lightning collection, and that is actually an adult collector's line that Hasbro had been doing. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out, because the moulding on it looks really nice, I must say. Really looking forward to that. So yesterday was good for various reasons, and it got even better as I was settling down for sleep. So I went out and got, and I'm not going to show you the actual one I got yet. I went out and got another one of these Doctor Who, the collection box sets, but I'll show you the one I got in a moment, because there's something specific about it that I'm sure you'll notice straight away. When I got one of those, I traded in a game to get it Sifu on the PlayStation 5, because it's coming to PlayStation Plus this coming Wednesday. So I thought I'll just sell the physical version, and I'll use it to get what I've got here, just here to my left. And also managed to find a £4 voucher on my phone for CEX, so I used that and only paid £3 for this item. I then went and got a nice Greggs. Wonderful sausage rolls from Greggs yesterday. They were very fresh, very nice, very impressed. Came back home, me and my housemate had a KFC, and after KFC I then watched some episodes from the Doctor Who The Collection box set, and then played around my VR headset for a bit. There's this thing called Viveport that you can basically subscribe to. I've got a 14-day free trial at the moment. It does use PC VR, so you do need a decent enough PC to be able to run PC VR. I will make that massive caveat now, but it's basically a subscription service that gives you VR games, much like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus and Ubisoft Plus, all those different services. It's basically the same as those, but it's for VR. The reason why it's called Viveport is Vive, as in HTC Vive, are involved in it somehow. I'm not sure exactly how. And the company Vive actually make a VR glasses called Vive Infinity. You can, I think you can either buy those glasses or you can subscribe to them, if that makes sense, and pay for them over the course of time, which is ironic because that's exactly how I'm paying for my Meta Quest 3, is over the course of time. So on payment plan through Amazon. But if you pay for the either $12.99 a month, or you can commit to a year and only pay $8.99 a month. So, but you have to commit to a whole year. So swings and roundabouts on that one. But I had a bunch of fun checking out some PC VR titles, and I can see why there's so many people. There's quite a few videos going up on my YouTube feed recently of like, the Meta Quest 3 made me fall in love with PC VR once again. I can see where people are coming from with that, because some of the PC VR stuff is very impressive and stuff like that. I do at some point want to buy Half-Life Alyx, but at £60-70, it's a little bit pricey. It has been going all the way down to £15 recently, so maybe I'll pick it up when it goes back down to that price at some point, and we'll go from there. Then, as I was settling down for sleep, I went on to got a notification from the Quest app on my phone, went on to the Quest, as in Meta Quest, the app for my VR headset. Went onto the device and then was looking through the recommended section, and there were some free games on there. The price had been slashed out and it said $0. Clicked on it and it said redeem with Quest Plus. And there's me thinking, okay, what Quest Plus is? Again, Quest Plus is Meta's version of Xbox, Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. You get 2 free games per month through that service. So for the last 4 months, I've just been redeeming the games that I get 2 months. Little did I know, you can go back and redeem all the games that have ever come to Quest Plus. So I sat there for about 10 minutes redeeming all the games that came to Quest Plus before I even got my Meta Quest headsets. So I'm going to be spending today playing some VR games. Is basically what's going to be happening. That almost rhymed. But things like Demeo was in there, Red Matter, Fruit Ninja VR was in there, The Climb was in there, a bunch of games that I wanted to play. Scramble Sports, I think it's called, which is a combination of like tennis, baseball and something else. Bunch of stuff in there that I'm really looking forward to checking out. There's like a stealth spy game, kind of like Metal Gear Solid, but in VR, kind of. So some of it looks really cool, and I'll be checking out some of that later. But let's get to the next part of this video, as I take a nice big swig of that coffee. So yesterday, I decided to pick up Season 10 of Doctor Who The Collection, which is a John Pertwee series. And the way I've been doing this, which I've really been enjoying, just to make you guys aware, I've been searching my local CX every so often to see if they have any of these in stock. And if they have one that I don't have in stock, I go down there and grab it, and I've been really enjoying it, doing it that way. Yes, I could go online and splurge, hundreds of pounds to get all of the sets that I'm missing. I could do that, but I'm actually really enjoying it, doing it this way. It's a little bit different, and I'm really digging it. This is the condition that I bought it in. It's clearly very water damaged. I'm going to put it a bit closer to the camera and hopefully you guys can see that. You can see that it's all bumpy and what have you. So why did I pick it up anyway? I did ask the person that served me, the staff member that served me, is there any moving on the price? The manager said no, and I still went ahead and got it. Why, you may ask? One of the main reasons why I did it is to do this video, to talk about it in this video, and I will be talking about it again when I do an update on my Doctor Who The Collection because I also have season 15 arriving later this month, depending on when it's going to be released, specifically because they're releasing season 15, which are Tom Baker series, which I'm really looking forward to checking that out, because apparently there's some fan favourite episodes or serials in there, such as the horror fan rock and stuff like that. Some of the special features look really cool, and there's actually some new interviews from Tom Baker. Tom Baker turned 90 2 weeks ago, something like that. So I'm really interested to see some of the interviews and some of the things that Tom Baker has to say about Doctor Who all these years later, at 90 years old. Bloody hell. He's good going. On that one, I did watch some of these episodes or serials last night and really enjoyed some of them. I actually watched The Three Doctors and I watched Planet of the Daleks, which I really enjoyed, those two serials. So the reason I went for this is I can probably just buy another version at some point that's in better nick. For now, at least it's in the collection, or I could probably, because if we take off the slipcover and look at the actual jewel case, it's in pretty good nick. The insides are in pretty good nick. The discs all work fine. I tested them all out last night. The inside artwork is fine. So at some point I could probably just find a slipcover and replace the slipcover at some point and go from there. But the main reason why is to tell a story time with Vino. So years ago, and I do mean years ago, when the first times I actually went to CX, even knew CX was a thing, I somehow ended up with a £70 voucher from CX. I think it was because of some kind of complaint that I made or something, but I ended up with a £70 voucher. So I ended up getting The Wire on DVD. So it was in the front part behind the glass. When they brought it over, I could see it was clearly water damaged. To which I basically sort of, mentioned to them, that's water damaged. The customer advisor that was serving me kind of felt a bit awkward, walked away, and then walked over the manager. The manager then explained to me that a customer of theirs that had been coming in for years, and I do mean years, and actually not only spending quite a bit of money with them, but selling a lot of stuff with them and actually kind of helping them out. He came in one day with a box full of DVDs and what have you that absolutely stank, apparently, but all of it was water damaged because he had just had a flood. And to help him out, they bought it all. Basically, they bought it all the same price they'd normally buy it to help him out, and they would, sell them however they could over time. So anyway, this is pertinent, and this is very pertinent. They said they wouldn't normally take water damaged items, and I said, okay then, I'll take it, and then we'll go from there. Roll on many years later, when I sold all of my collection, and they were going through my collection as I took it down to CX, and they came across this Wire box set. Sort of looked at it and looked at me and said, we can't take this. I then explained that story to them, to which they then kind of went, yeah, we remember him. We've kind of got to take it back, haven't we? So they did. The irony of it is, at that time, they were actually buying that set in for more than you could go down the road and buy at HMV. But they must have changed their policy, for, not recently, but at some point, because this is not the first set or item that I've seen there that has been damaged in such a way. There's quite a few items I've seen laying around that are water damaged or what have you. The only thing I can think about is CX make so much money nowadays, they can no longer care. You know, they don't have to care about things being damaged here and there. Whereas back when I bought the Wire box set, back then they were still relatively new, especially in my city, so had to swallow some pride, I suppose. But yes, you can clearly see, if I was to take out this season 18 Tom Baker, there's a lot of yeah, there's quite a few issues with this one, but it's in the collection now, and I'll probably be replacing the slipcover down the road. But there we go. So I now have season 10 in the collection, and I'll be eagerly awaiting season 15 when it arrives later this month, and there will be more of an update on just generally how I'm getting on with Doctor Who, the collection in general. And I am still actively collecting the box sets, as you can see, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 in total now, and then I'm getting season 15, which will be 10. I'll have 10 of all of them. There are 18, I think it is, released as it stands at the moment. The Tom Baker one that's arriving, the season 15 that's arriving later this month, that would make it 19. And they've re-released season 17 recently, which I do want to pick up, I must say. They've re-released season 17 recently because they were releasing them in these limited edition packaging, but these are now getting very expensive. For example, season 10, the limited edition packaging on both CX and eBay is going for £150 and £120. That is ridiculous. There's a Peter Davidson limited edition one that's going for over £300. That's mad. That's mad. So what BBC are doing is they are re-releasing these in these non-limited edition packaging, and they are just now the de facto way of getting them, so people can still get hold of them. And last month they re-released season 17 onto the non-limited edition packaging, so I am looking to pick that up very soon, to be honest, depending on how funds permit on that one. But I actually don't have many more after that to then pick up. I got about 9 to pick up myself, and I've actually only got about, if there's now 19 of them, they've only got 7 box sets to now release, because there are 26 seasons of Classic Who, and they're getting there. They are getting there. To give credit where credit is due, they are getting there. So yeah, I've got 9 more box sets to pick up. Going forward, though, there is going to have to be some point where I'm going to have to go online and buy the ones I don't have, obviously. And I'm also just awaiting eagerly for the re-releases on some of them as well. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. Oh yeah, I was going to go through the Megazords. We'll do that in the next video. I'll do a dedicated video on that probably later on today or tomorrow or something. I'll do a dedicated video on that, and we'll go through those together. But until next time, guys, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra!